Welcome back, everybody, back with a video. So today we're going to be looking at Aizen and Uryu for main reasons. So if you don't know, they actually buffed the gauge effect, which is extremely good, especially with them rerunning Uryu. Now I won't be surprised if they buff the gauge to sell Uryu, or because they plan to release a new unit with the gauge effect, maybe for end of year, maybe for even end of month. We don't know yet, right? So let's look at it real quick. We completed the adjustment to the effect different attack types have on how much the gauge increases as of 11/21. So as right now, it's already buffed. The amount that normal attacks, strong attacks, and special moves add to the gauge has been adjusted to make it easier to fill. Going forward, we will continue improving Bleach Brave Souls, and we hope you continue enjoying everything the game has to offer. So let's go ahead and check out Aizen and Uryu, because they are the only two characters that does have the gauge effect. Alright, we are here with Aizen. Let's go see how fast it actually takes for him to get his gauge effect. Now, we know they got buffed, so let's see how it actually does. Ooh, he gets quite a lot with his strong attacks, which is nice. I don't remember if before had, because I'm pretty sure it did buff the strong attacks. Because before, I'm pretty certain Aizen couldn't get it on his strong attacks. I could be wrong about that. It's been quite a while since I've actually just paid attention to the gauge, but it's quite nice to see. And as you can see, yes, it's a single player IT, but he actually procced the gauge effect already inside the second room, which is quite nice. And with the old gauge effect, he would not have procced it at all, probably until the fourth room, or maybe not at all during the entire run. So overall, it's a drastic increase. Now, of course, if you spam your strong attacks every time it does come up for a NAD unit, it is going to be quite nice. But so far, from what we're seeing, I think this is a great buff. Because my only complaint with the gauge effect is that it didn't really feel good. It feels strong when you proc the gauge effect, but for how long it actually took to get the gauge effect, you couldn't really enjoy it, right? So now let's go ahead and go to Uryu before I do continue on. Alright, we are back here now with Uryu. Let's see how fast he actually does get the gauge effect. So far, I'm quite happy. It looks quite nice. Now I gotta be careful with these paralyzed pools on the floor. SA1 again, but quite nice. Halfway done with the gauge inside the first room, and it's actually quite nice. NAD string, SA1, NAD string, SA3. Already has a gauge effect in the room 2 as well. Again, quite nice. This gauge buff is actually quite insane. These units are actually really, really good. Even better now than they were before, which is quite insane. Already, look at it. Look, I'm already done with the gauge, and we almost got it again inside the, what, fourth room? Yeah, almost there again, which is quite nice. Overall, I am actually happy with this buff. Because like I said earlier, my only complaint with the gauge effect, sorry if you're my controller, is that it took so long to proc. And now, with this buff, I think it's actually easier now to proc, which is obviously what the buff was. It comes back much faster, so overall, it is just a nice buff regardless. Now, I think this is a step in the right direction in terms of a buff. This is a great buff. To be honest, it's the second time they buffed somebody, because Alcon got a buff. Now, the gauge effect units did get a buff, because it just, like I said, felt lackluster, because there's no content to really take advantage of these said gauge effects besides epic raids or IT. And very rarely do you see the gauge effect in IT or epic raids. Again, it does depend on how long your run does take, but normally for me, the runs are quite fast because I normally play with a party. So, but overall, the buff is great. This is a phenomenal buff. I am extremely excited, and I cannot wait to play with these units inside co-op IT. It's going to be fun. It is definitely going to be fun. But if these are your favorite units, they got a great buff. Uryu, in my opinion, feels like Arba Kichigo, but with a better kit and more range. And then Aizen is just a phenomenal NAD unit, the best NAD unit in the game. Overall, I am happy with these buffs. It is nice. There's nothing about it. There's nothing to complain. It's good. It's a good buff. But other than that, thank you guys for the video. Let me know down below what you guys think about the buff. I think it's great. It really comes back very, very quickly, and I can actually mess around with the gauge effect. And the gauge effect is quite broken if you don't know what it is. Aizen gets 100% NAD, where Uryu gets 100% Berserker. So it's quite insane, and some damage reduction. So it's nice. I'm happy with this. Other than that, though, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you guys later on. Peace out.